Welcome to the Intentional Awakening Podcast with your hosts, Kathy Gruver and Terrie Huberman.
Hello there, and welcome to the Intentional Awakening Podcast. I'm Terrie Huberman.
And I am your co-host, Kathy Gruver, and we're starting this episode as we do all of them with an angel card. And the angel card today is openness.
Oh, Mama likes.
Let go of predetermined outcomes and guarded responses. Move with receptivity and readiness to change.
Yes, I love that. That's amazing.
Openness is
Ah,
such a good card. So often
yeah.
we're closed off psychically,
Oh,
emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? I mean, we
yeah, yeah,
sit like this and we wonder why we don't have any friends.
yeah.
And then we're like, So anyway, but we're not talking about openness today. We've tried multiple times to get to this episode. I think we're both scared of it. We're going to do it anyway. Karma.
Karma.
There was a
You
bumper sticker I saw years ago when I was living in LA, and it said, my karma ran over
Ran
your
over your
dogma.
dogma. I've never forgotten that. That's so
Yep.
funny.
Probably the
Yeah,
same person in LA. So,
yeah.
so we're talking about karma today. So, Terrie, do you want to share what karma is for those people at home that aren't quite clear on the actual meaning of that?
Sure, I think a lot of people assume the meaning, but in the spiritual world, karma is really the law of cause and effect. When something is done, there's going to be a natural consequence or a natural reaction towards it.
Mhm.
But I think there's a distortion of judgment that's put towards it.
Mhm.
So I started thinking about karma differently, not as like a punishment,
Right.
because then you're not necessarily giving, well, we live in duality. So nothing can just always be bad. There's also good. Like if you're studying for an exam,
Yep.
exam day comes, you've studied, you've been consistent with it. That's what you've been investing in, putting in. There's going to be a natural consequence that when you take the test, you'll be able to remember all the information. So
Yep.
karmically, you will pass
Mm.
the exam because you have the information. Well, that's a positive outcome,
Sure.
not necessarily a negative outcome, but I think there's this distortion with religion involved in it and all of that. So I think a lot of us don't treat karma fairly.
Mm. Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Because you always hear of, oh, karma's going to get, that's karma.
Karma's going to get
Something
it.
bad
It's just
happens to
karma.
somebody, right?
Yeah.
I decided to ask the interweb because
Yeah,
sometimes
good.
getting that kind of thing. Karma is the universal ancient Indian principle of cause and effect originating in Hinduism and Buddhism.
Yeah.
Intentional actions, mental or physical, create corresponding future consequences. It acts as moral law, suggesting that good intent slash deeds yields positive results, good karma, and bad actions yield negative outcomes, bad karma, influencing
Right.
current and future lives.
Yeah.
It's driven by intention, acts as spiritual law of cause and effect. Um, there's different types of karma,
Hmm.
including shared and group karma,
Sure, sure.
which is kind of interesting. There's different views of it in different religions. Um, the concept of karma, meaning action or doing, became foundational to Indian philosophies, bridging the gap between moral actions and their effects over time.
Hmm. You know that saying sins of the father? I don't know the entire
Oh,
thing, but that's kind of a lot. I mean, that's more of like an ancestral karma,
yeah.
let's just say. Right. So you can think of karma as also ancestral DNA, right? So
Yep.
it's a type of DNA. It's in your energy field
Yep.
as well. So we in this now moment can create it, but we also, again, it goes with the soul, not the body,
Right.
from past choices and decisions that we've made. It comes along to us, with us, all of that. So we're in Judaism, it's called tikkun, which is to heal.
Mm,
So a lot of times we'll come into this world with a tikkun, with it's almost like a purpose. It's like, what do we need to heal? So we have to do that here, and then we have it for the world, right?
yeah.
So it's the same thing as like the collective energy and the individual energy,
Right.
right? So it 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 it's actually, to me, it seems like a very simple. concept. But again, we like to complicate things, put
Right.
judgments on things and all of that. But really, it's like you do something, and from whatever you do, good or bad, there's going to be a natural result from it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's why that's I it once I started to look at it that way, I wasn't so fearful of karma.
Right.
And then I was also able to receive the good yumminess too and
Yeah.
just say, wait, I actually have power. I have some control here. I'm not at life's will.
Right.
I'm not life's bitch, you
Ah,
know?
the quote of the episode, I am
I
not
am not
life's
life's
bitch.
bitch.
I think
Right.
that'll be the title of the episode.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a really phenomenal book to go back to the ancestral trauma or ancestral karma. There's a really phenomenal book called It Didn't Start With You,
mm,
and I highly recommend it. It deals with, um, I'm going to say trauma and karma. I'm going to use it sort of as the same thing,
sure, sure.
that gets passed down through spirit, soul, DNA, whatever, however you want to look at it, that maybe some of your beliefs, that maybe some of your hangups, that maybe some of your restrictions aren't actually yours. And
Correct.
it is coming from your ancestors. And I
Yeah.
don't mean ancestors, I mean like
Even
grandma
recent
or great
ancestors
grandma,
too.
right?
Yeah.
And what's so interesting is my father was adopted and he never knew who his birth parents were. And after he died, I became private eye and I found his birth parents.
Mm.
And I was working through this book at the same time. I don't feel like I had tons of stuff from the past, but I still wanted to work through the book because, if I'm going to recommend it to clients, I'm going to do the work too.
Yeah, of course.
And there was one specific thing about like, what did you get from your grandparents and your great grandparents that you might not even know is yours? And I have this great I'll say fear. It's not really a fear. Like I don't think about it much, but like if I had to pinpoint a fear, it would be that I lose function and I become dependent. Like, what if I can't dance? What if I can't move? What if I get, that kind of thing. And in finding out who my grandmother was, now I've never met this woman. My dad didn't even know who she was. Um, she was very active. She worked her entire life. She traveled. She was a go-getter. And later in life, she had to have a leg amputated and it destroyed her because she lost mobility, she became dependent, and that was her reality. And I shot into this world never having even met this woman. That is one of my core fears is
Wow.
losing function, being dependent, not being able to get around on my own. And coincidence, sure, we can make meaning out of
Sure.
anything. But it was so fascinating that I found that out about her and
Hmm.
was like, oh shit, that's my thing. Like that's my fear. So I thought that's fascinating.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I mean,
fascinating.
it's all energy, right?
Right.
We still keep going back to that, and energy influences energy. And so if that's in your field, and I don't know who they are, but they say that a lot of ancestral DNA comes from the mom's side, not the women in the family because they're holding the eggs
Hmm.
and the eggs are holding so much energy. But that doesn't make sense to me either because aren't the sperm too? But I guess it's the woman that has the eggs to create the child.
Well,
You
except that
need both,
the
but
eggs are in us when we're born.
right. So
Sperm keep regenerating.
right. So that's probably why they
They're all
say
over the place.
the eggs. So, that energy is in the egg that created you.
Yep.
I think that's epigenetics, or that's part of the
Sure.
epigenetics system.
Yeah.
So, again, karma is something that we can, if we're aware of the karma that we have. Okay, so that takes awareness and consciousness of like, what is my karma in this life?
Yep.
And it's okay if you don't know it. You don't have to know it, but a lot of our problems and issues will point to what are we here to karmically heal? What is our soul here to break?
Right.
Right? What kind, yeah, and so we can start to do and again there's the duality, so what can we do that's the opposite of what we're doing
Right.
to break that pattern
Yep.
or to heal that karmic rupture or whatnot.
So here's a question. So if we don't know what our karma is, if we don't know
Yes.
what that is, how do we heal it? Can we just sort of do a general, I apologize for things that have happened? I mean, can we just sort of do a general almost ceremony of helping clear that karma? Is there amends that have to be made? How do we clear it if we don't know what it is?
Well, remember, most of the time it's through the soul. So the soul chooses a human that's going to do its
That's
best to
true.
break that karma. So it may not happen even in this lifetime,
Hmm.
or the lifetime that you're in the current now moment.
Right, right. That's a good
So
point.
you may not be able to heal it in this lifetime. You might have to still, I don't want to say the word suffer, but suffer through it so that in the next lifetime or 5 lifetimes ahead, that's when you're really going to tackle it.
Yeah.
So you may not even tackle it in this lifetime, but you obviously do the best that you can. But a lot of the times, karma can be healed through charity of some sort,
Hmm.
generosity and loving kindness, right? Being good to other people,
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, you always, if you're gonna give charity, like money, donations, you're going to want to do it first, believe it or not, to the family. First, give it to your family. Then you give it to people who have actually helped you. Then you give it to charities,
Mm.
like actual charities.
Oh, that's a beautiful way of looking at that.
Yeah, because remember, souls travel together, right? So you actually have a closer bond with your family member, even if you don't like them. And you don't
Right.
need to enable them.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Plenty of that going on.
So maybe it's not money. Maybe it's time,
Hmm.
right? Or maybe it's compliments. Anything that lifts them up, builds them up so that they can step into their inner power, so that they change their karma,
Yep.
right? But when it comes to donations and money and charities, like we're supposed to give to our family first, and
Hmm.
then we give to the people who help us. And then we give to the charities, and we can give specifically, like if pancreatic cancer runs in your family, right, there could be a karma of pancreatic
Mm.
cancer, so you can give money to the Pancreatic Cancer Society or whatever,
Yeah.
so that helps with that lineage of energy, right? So there's so many different ways of doing it, but just being a kind person, which is not easy when you're having a crappy day, but that's what emotional regulation and emotional resilience is all about.
Right. Yeah. Being the anchor for those people in this chaotic world.
Yeah,
And to go back to a card reading,
yeah,
it was what
yeah.
thinker, earth,
Planet,
planet,
and then you had the death that
for
made
death. Yeah. The
yeah,
ancestors,
yeah.
the dead.
Hmm.
So interesting. So it's all coming back. It's the hat.
It's the hat.
It transmits.
It's transmitting hat. We all need one of those.
Yep. I think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's great. Yeah. So for those of you who, the guy's speeding down the freeway and then the cop pulls him over right there, it's not, it's kind of karma, but everyone's like, oh, it's instant karma, which kind of isn't really how karma works. But I mean, I guess
It
we can
was
call it
just
that.
choice and decision, and then there was an outcome and a result,
Yep.
I mean, if he murdered somebody and left the scene and like was, doing all that, like the karmic initiation might have been that murder, not even like the
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 speeding.
the getting, yeah, not even the speeding and getting pulled over. Like, and who are we as human beings to deem anything anyways? That's
Right.
where we become really arrogant, where we think we know
Yeah.
everything. Hell no. The more I study, the more I learn, the less I actually know. So I cannot go, oh, okay. Even with the, was it the previous episode we were talking about your ring? Like,
Yeah.
who am I to even say, like, I mean, this is what I think and feel, but, you know,
Yeah. We don't know.
we don't
We're
know.
just walking around these silly meat suits. All right. Well, beautiful. So sit in meditation and stillness and contemplate, who you want to be. right?
Yeah.
Because that's what this comes down to, is what kind of
Yeah.
human
Yes.
do you want to be in this chaotic world, in this planet that seems to be at the moment falling apart?
Yeah.
How do you want to contribute to the healing of that?
Yeah.
And staying in anger or staying in resentment is not helping anything.
Not at all.
Not
Not at all.
helping us move forward with any of this. So
No, it makes it worse because the held anger is going to make you create certain situations and circumstances based on your choices and decisions.
yep.
So you're not helping anybody,
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah. So to be mad about all the anger in the world,
I know.
this is where, I mean, Ghostbusters, the original one, as just funny and fun as a movie it was,
Yeah.
it was all the bubbling up anger that caused the
Yeah.
problem. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yes. So we
Yeah.
should call Ghostbusters, and if not, call us. Yeah, we'll be there for you. If you want to call us, I'm Kathy Gruver. I can reach at kathygruver.coach.
And I'm Terrie Huberman. You can catch me at terriehuberman.com. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Intentional Awakening Podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you soon.